Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Portugal Fiamope, and we are indeed back again in the What Are You Doing About It campaign. So, ladies and gentlemen, today's interview is indeed really one of a kind because, as you can see, we are indeed at the humble abode of my good leader, Mr. Alexander Chipipa Fumbelo. So, let me just indeed give you a brief background of who this great man is. So, Mr. Alexander Fumbelo is indeed a student of the National Institute of Public Administration. I think he's the only student who has a history of having served in the union 4 times. So we, as the What Are You Doing About It campaign, we need sort of to say, young people, youths that are indeed doing the most have to indeed be appreciated. So indeed came to his humble abode, of which he has gladly welcomed us. So without wasting much of the time, I will indeed allow Mr. Fumbelo to just give us a brief background of who exactly he is. My good leader, sir, we thank you very much for welcoming us. And you can indeed say hi to the lovely viewers, as well as just tell us more about yourself.
Okay. No, thank you so much. And welcome to my room.
Thank you.
I've been in this room for 3 years now. My name is Fumbelo Chipipa Alexander. I'm a student studying Bachelor's of Public Administration. Started with a diploma, now I was doing a degree. I'm a village guy from Rampa, of which we are the future leaders we need to develop where I'm coming from. I hope that is all about my background. Thank you so much.
Alright, so my question would be, how has been your journey here at NIP? How has it been? If you could define it in a paragraph or maybe just in a minute or two, how has been your journey here as a student as well as with the leadership titles that you indeed acquired yourself?
I never saw myself in sitting here today. But the only thing that I can say is the grace of God to be who I am today. The people were, by the time I was a new student, the people around were telling me that I'll be who I am today. But I never saw that vision. And every time they call me and tell me, we saw this coming to you. Still the same other people are telling me that we are seeing something in future for you, and of which myself I'm failing to see. I can only say it's God's grace to be where I am today. Thank you so much.
So, the perceived picture about leadership and academics, mostly our parents get to think maybe we tend to not balance academics as well as leadership. You are indeed in your 4th year, and you are graduating anytime soon. You are finishing school this semester, isn't it?
Yes.
So, when it comes to balancing of academics with leadership, how was your experience?
Serving students, or let me say leadership. Leadership is very difficult to balance up with your academics. I spend almost seconds, each and every of my second, to serve the interest of every student. We should understand that we are coming from a different background. There's someone who is coming from Solwezi, someone who is coming from Ibex, another one is coming from Garden House, and myself is coming from Rampa. All these people, they have different challenges. If you may feel yourself everything is okay, for the person next is not okay. I ended up spending much of my time trying to help the person who needs help. The whole of my executive trying to help the person who is seeking help. And by the time I'm helping, my colleagues are in class. By the time I'm helping, I need to do my assignments. you end up finding out that the leadership is not doing well with the academic. Myself, I cannot be surprised seeing the president with repeat courses. Afterward, I cannot be surprised to see any union member without repeat courses. They have to, because they do not have time to balance. And it's only gives those who are sharp and smart to balance these things. By the time I need to be in class and they are marking the register, I'm in a meeting to see how students will maintain rooms, to see that Wi-Fi is restored. They do not have water. We remember we had the issues of road shedding.
Yeah.
I was running up and down to Zesco while my colleagues were in class. So it's hectic. If actually I were me, I would have even suggested the president to be a part-time. If I had power to amend the constitution, but the constitution is not amended by one person. That's the law, and the people themselves they need to amend the constitution. Not myself, like they did. It is the people who amended the constitution. Thank you.
So, from your submission, would we conclude that this standing for union isn't good? Would we say that it disturbs? Because, mostly, let me tell you about, I once stood in the previous elections, right? And my parents were very much against it. They were like, no, it's going to disturb your academic, right? So, there is someone out there who is watching you right now who would be thinking after your submission to say, I think these things, they are not okay. What advice would you give such a person?
It's not that disturbing, it's not. But why do people go there? That's your question. Leadership is not about seeing the benefits. It's about having the passion to change. If you are seeing these rooms are not in a right state and you are willing to change them, then you want to be in the position where you can change those things. It's about sorting out problems. When I came here, students never used to sit for exams with pending balances. If they haven't reached, by that time it was 75. If they haven't reached 75, you are out of the story. But the problem is that the whole semester you have been studying, learning. Then the last 2 weeks you failed to sit for exams. How painful it is. How much money did you spend for food? What of the school fees that you paid? What of the time that you've consumed? Because if you are here, you are measuring that you'll be done with your bachelor's in 4 years. Your diploma in 3 years. But if you have those, it's not that people to fail to pay. It's from their own goodwill. Yes, a lot of students chew school fees, but there are people who are very vulnerable. Someone had a sponsor, but now maybe the sponsor died within the due course. They do not have those resources, and then they are sent back home. Then that is not justice. So I knew that I had to change that. That's why I stood in my first position as academic secretary, for me to change that. Found out that Reverend was 18. I knew that I have to change this, and I need to sit in that position to change that. Because even me, I was a culprit. So, and then even being in leadership, it gives you an experience, because at the end of it all, we say, we are the future leaders of tomorrow. Then we need to learn on how to run the subsidiaries of this country. Even now, the president of Zambia is running the country. There are a lot of things which are not working well with him, with his personal life. His personal life he has a wife, he has children. All those, they need him by the side. But he's not there. When he goes 4 or 5 days down the line, he has businesses. My president, you see.
So, okay, let's talk about this photo. You are indeed with the president. In this photo, you are indeed with the vice president. So, let's talk about networking, right? You indeed stated, say you are someone who came from Wampa, right? I personally also came from Shibuyunji. I'm a village boy as well. So, you know, I feel our people back home do not know the power that is in networking, right? They say your network is your network. Mr. Fumbelo, sir, Your Excellency, if you could get your phone right now, we believe to say there are calls that you can make that can indeed shake this whole need, right? So, leadership has indeed exposed you to networking. So, my question to you would be, what, in your whole journey, in your whole experience, what power does networking have in the life of a youth?
What I've come to understand about life is that relations are worth than money, than anything. You may get a 2,000 today to betray me because you've been with me. But that 2,000 is far, far less worth than having a relationship with me. Myself, I treasure networking and knowing people every day. Because there's a reason why God brings those people in your life. When you see these people around NIPA, these students, don't look at them like they're just students. There's a reason why God brought that student here at NIPA with you. That student would have been in Mungushi. But if you fail to understand and know the reason why God has brought those people, because God do not give you on a silver plate, you will understand later. Today, if you fail to network, I'm telling you, the people that you are seeing in the streets of NIPA, tomorrow is the human resource and you are stranded. Now you want to make that relations. We were together in 2025 at NIPA. No. Because you never used to talk to them. You don't know them. You want to remind them by that time now that I was in your room that day. No. You're supposed to create that relation that day. If you were to go with your CV to that human resource, the human resource will tell you that, boom, come bring it. This is my counsel. Where to get that? It's him actually to say good things about you. Not you start looking for relations when you're in problems. That is wrong. Actually, if the relations that you have, maintain them. Even break up with people, it's wrong. Because those people will hate you with passion and you'll find them in future. If possible, maintain that relationship.
Alright, so let's talk about Silumbasaka. Alright, you indeed, I remember the time that you stood as president for the second time. On your flag, there was written Silumbasaka. Maybe briefly tell us about what it means as well as what inspired you to start calling yourself Silumbasaka.
It's very difficult to answer that question. Okay. But it's people to answer that question.
Okay.
Silumbasaka means my ghost in laws.
Okay.
The people says I work like a ghost. I don't know what they talk about. They call me like that. They printed this thing for me.
Okay.
They know what it means.
Okay. So let's talk about I think mostly students, for certain students who get to think to say there are certain students that don't want to involve themselves in certain activities. You find to say maybe there's a seminar, maybe for example at UMZA, there's a seminar maybe at Mulungushi, they're like, no, me I only followed school here. What would be your advice to such type of students that have such a mentality?
Those students are wasting their time attending bashes where they cannot network leading such kind of seminars. I'm sitting here. For me to be where I am today is because of the same seminars. When you saw the same people that I talk to or I call to, that's where I find them. I'm not criticizing the bash. A bash is it's one part of where we entertain ourselves. At the end of it all, we are having book studies, we are tired with our minds. And that's the time that we need to relax, put down, have fun with that. It's a part of socialization. But an event is very important because there you meet a new, different person. And you don't know where that person will take. It will bring back to whatever I said, that the relations are worth than anything. Actually, if possible, every day, know one person.
All right, so Mr. Fumbelo sir, maybe let me just give you a brief background of this whole "What Are You Doing About It" campaign is all about. So, sir, we are indeed saying to you to say, as young people, there are dreams that we have, but provided that we don't do anything about it, nothing is going to happen. Similarly to challenges, a smooth road is not guaranteed. You are going to meet bumps. Just from here to go back to my room, there is where the road will go up and will go down. That signifies to say, in our journey to attain our goal, we will indeed meet challenges, but we have to be a solution to it. All right? So we would indeed call you to be someone who is indeed someone who is aligning with doing something about it. All right? Let's talk about the rumors that we're hearing to say you are indeed aspiring as mayor for Luampa constituency. Tell us about it.
Yes. This is also a difficult question to answer. I'm one person who do not come out about my future plans. When I come out with my future plans, when they turn or when things fails to work out, you'll be blamed and you'll be laughed. So I avoid making my future.
All right. Yes. So okay, basically, sir, about the people that we've left home, all right? As we are concluding, I would just like you to pass a message to fellow young people that we've left home. Not only home, maybe here in the streets of Lusaka, Kamwala, Kanyama, Mandevu, then in the streets of Luampa, right? This whole experience that you've stayed here at NIPA, these 4 years that you've stayed here, that you've indeed gotten this experience, what advice would you tell them about? Okay, let me just ask it in this way. When we were at secondary school, we used to think life revolves in those very classes, all right? But when we got this experience, we got to understand to say there is more to life, okay? So what advice would you pass those young people back home, in here, in Lusaka? What advice would you pass to them?
My advice would be simple. Just live your dream. I always They always call me a village boy here. I came all the way from Luampa, Western Province. I became a president for someone from my base. Someone from my base has become someone who has nothing in Luampa. That means everything is possible. Today, my president, they were calling a Tonga who can't rule. And he was from Namala, he's a village man. And he's here ruling all of us. So in life, everything is possible. And in life, it evolves in everything and everyone. And the only thing that you should do is work extremely hard. If you have a dream, make it true. Even somebody who is from Rufanyama can become a great person. When someone hears that I'm from Luampa, whatever comes in their mind is that it's typical rural. I ask people who are from Luampa. Ask people from. Actually, we are doing well. Actually, we have learned some of the things that these people in here do not know. Actually, there is a difference because let me tell you, even a gay is not found in rural areas. There are no such things. You will be killed. But I'm not saying the people in here in urban areas that they are not doing well, they are not raising their children well. No. I'm just saying anything can happen. The only person who is in control is Almighty God. That's all.
Alright, so maybe one last question now. What would you wish you would have known before you came here to me? When you were a young man, a young boy in the village of Luampa, what is it that you wished you would have known about where you are today now?
I would have known that people are very important. And within the same people, you should understand that people who are not important. But you have to endure them because you cannot live like an island. I'm going. In a few weeks, we are going to meet in society. There are a lot of people. I know there are a lot of people. I was voted by majority. There are a lot of people who helped me to be where I am today. Some I couldn't pay back. Some maybe I may have paid back. But the only thing that I can say, even those I didn't pay back, those I paid back, we are going somewhere. We will surely pay back and they will see the help that we render. So prioritize people. You may believe in machines, but me, I believe in people. Yes. That's
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Portugal Fiamote. This was indeed the What Are You Doing About It campaign. Young people, realize something from this interview. Alright? The pictures are indeed speaking for themselves. We often get to limit ourselves just because of where we are coming from. But as they say, where you are coming from does not matter, but what matters is where you are going. This is the Republican president, His Excellency Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, with a village boy from Luampa, If he indeed told himself to say, I cannot do it, I don't have the capacity, he wouldn't have taken this speech. This is the vice president. Young people, I won't say much. The message that I'm passing to you right now is that it is indeed time that we have to start doing something about it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is indeed the What Are You Doing About It campaign. We'll continue to bring on conversations with more intellects that we indeed see to it to say they inspire you. Otherwise, stay tuned. There is more coming your way. I thank you.